Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's been a while. I do these quite often, I realize. And not by choice, of course. I would love to do more videos. And I've actually seen I've gained subscribers in the last few months for some odd reason. Thank you so much for actually joining. I'm not entirely sure why you're here, other than probably witnessing the dying embers of a channel that was once producing content maybe once a month and was like semi-useful on a few different levels. Unfortunately, things took a turn for the unfortunate a few months back, and I'll be sharing a little bit more about that in this particular vlog. Basically, a few months ago, I think 5 months now, I lost my job. And as a result of that, I ended up basically just leaving everything that I wanted to do with this channel. All the stuff that I had planned, all the content that I initially thought that I'd be producing over the next few months, all of that just went straight down the crapper, and I kicked into survival mode. I essentially just wanted to make sure that I could stay in Singapore and not get deported because my employment pass would have run out. So that was what I did over the next few months. Got into debt, trying to survive. Got into games as an escape, not really engaging the outside world. Didn't help that COVID, this whole COVID thing happening has just really gummed up the works for so many people. And as a result of all of that, I left the channel behind. I thought, you know what, it's not the right time to do any sort of content on this channel. And I left the podcast behind as well, that Michelle and I were working on. We'd gotten up to 6 episodes. We'd gotten up all the way up to Black Lives Matter. I remember after that, the week after that episode, the day after that episode was my birthday. And then a week later, I lost my job. And that was quite tough, to put it mildly. I ended up not being able to get another job until 2.5, almost 3 months later. And I'd burned through most of my savings. I'd gone into debt just trying to stay afloat. I didn't want to use the cash, put everything on like credit cards and stuff because, making minimum payments, that sort of stuff. And now obviously I'm in debt and it's difficult. Right, but that's just them's the breaks. At least I'm lucky enough now that I do have a job, which I dearly, dearly love. By the way, it's been amazing to me. The company that I found, and they've actually given me their blessing that I can do stuff like this. They actively encourage me to continue my side hustle, as they call it, and I am more than grateful for the opportunity that they've given me to not just stay in Singapore, but to continue making content, just having fun with this, and learning along the way. How to become a better content creator, because that's part of the job now, right? The actual job description that I have. And a lot of this has put into perspective so many things. I have not left Singapore in 9 months. February? Yeah, I have not left Singapore in 9 months. This is the longest I've ever been in any place ever. I've never stayed so long in one place above all others. Usually 2 to 3 months I'm moving, 2 to 3 months I'm flying, that sort of stuff. I'm going back to my hometown to see my daughter. I'm going to, KL to see my brothers, my friends, my sister, and just spending time with people that I care about, friends that I have strewn across 2 countries, and just trying to, not to say get ahead of life, but just try to keep up with everything that's been happening. And that has been basically impossible with COVID. And far be it from this being one of those, oh, woe is me sort of blogs. It's just I don't know what I actually intended to do when I press record on the video, other than just sharing what happened to me over the last few months. And, probably trying to put that into perspective. I'm about to get confirmed at my new job. Probation seems to be going okay. I should be confirmed by the end of the month, which means that my job security in the immediate future is quite safe. And I suppose that's why I'm in the headspace where I'm confident enough to be able to make a video like this and say, hey, I guess I'm back. I've been pushing myself to try and figure out a way to express what it is that I've been thinking and feeling over the last few months, and nothing has come to me right up until this moment in time where I can say that I was probably suffering more than I let on. And I was probably suffering far more than I would care to admit to myself. Right? I got fired from a job which I thought at first that I loved. Right? I was working for a company called One Championship, mixed martial arts promotion based out of Singapore. I was their global community manager. And I genuinely thought that I loved what I did. I had a great team with me. The hours were nuts though. I was working 7 days a week. Every night I was on my computer. I was doing comment moderation across all of the social media channels. 25 million followers across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And it was just relentless, but I had a good team with me and I felt that I was doing okay. I was doing all right. It was only after I lost my job and I could put things into perspective where I realized that I had completely screwed up my sleep hours. I was more damaged than I realized. The pandemic damaged me in other ways, but the job itself really did a number on me. That was just the nature of the work culture. I can't blame it. I went into it with my eyes wide open, knowing full well what kind of company I was joining, right? And I was just grateful for the opportunity that they gave me to come here to Singapore, to find a job here, to find, to make a new life here, right? And I can't thank them enough for giving me that opportunity. But I'll be wondering for years to come what the actual price I paid was, regardless of how many hours I worked for them, whatever that I did. I feel like there are prices that have been paid that I am not yet aware of. And I suppose, after, the McLaren F1 put out something about mental health 2 days ago. And I suppose that's what prompted me to do this, to actually verbalize all the things that are on my mind with regards to what happened throughout my tenure there. And I signed a non-disclosure agreement when I got terminated so that I could get a little bit of a severance. So I'm not going to publicly disparage the company in any way. They gave me an opportunity. I went for it. I knew what I was getting myself into on some level. Maybe not all levels, on some level I knew. And I took my money and went. And I won't be, chatting shit about One Championship, right? For legal reasons, yeah, sure. But also because they did actually give me an opportunity. And however big the price I had to pay for it, I will always be thankful in some way, shape, or form. So I guess a few other updates I could talk about would be, I'm on the mend. I'm back at gym. I'm taking out kickboxing classes next month. I'm working 3 times a week. Pandemic couldn't do anything at all. Ballooned in weight. I put on something like, I think about 10 kilos plus I put on during the lockdown. There's no futsal, nothing at all. I bought a bike, and it's just sitting outside right now, not doing anything. It's just there. The tires haven't been pumped in forever. I need to go get those fixed. But I guess I'm on the mend. And I just want to say thank you to people that have continued to subscribe to the channel. There's 178 of you. I have no idea why you're still here, but thank you so much. Just seeing the number go up during lockdown and me not really understanding why, I'm just thankful that there are actually people who bothered to subscribe. Thank you, honestly. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I will say this, I did start a company podcast for my company called Not Another Digital Marketing Podcast. I'll put the link in the description below, which I host, and it's about marketing topics. So it's a podcast about work. And it's stuff that I really enjoy. I have a great co-host by the name of Aaron Ratcliffe, who's an American that's based in Hong Kong. And I have a great, a team lead that I work with named Sarah, who's also a great co-host as well. You'll see her in the most recent episode that we did about BTS. And, it's great that I'm actually allowed to do a podcast for work. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So for those of you that managed to see this video, please go and subscribe to it and give it a like. And follow it if you can. Episodes every 2 weeks, which then brings me back to my own podcast, which I was doing with Michelle. And hopefully, now that I'm back on this particular bandwagon, we'll be able to start again. There's a lot of stuff that we watch that we want to talk about. And, the Game and Story podcast, there's a lot of stuff that we watched during lockdown. And even right now, there's Discovery, there's Doctor Who, there's, Tenet, for example. There's so many things that we watched over the last few months that were pretty freaking awesome, and we would love to share with everybody what our thoughts are. So that's definitely coming back as well. And I used to do nightly live streams on my Facebook, and I probably might not revisit that anytime soon. And I was doing DJ sets on Twitch, right? I spent money on DJ equipment just to try and give myself some retail therapy. And it helped for a while before I realized just how big of a hole that I was in. And I'm glad at the very least I'm coming out the other side, that I'm aware of the things that are happening to me, the things that have, that I went through, and I just feel, that there's finally light at the end of the tunnel in some way, that I'm finally coming out of it, and that I'm able to, get back into being my former self, but slightly better, just, hopefully the content's going to be better. The loquaciousness, the eloquence will be slightly better. Who knows? Maybe the ideas will be better. I have no idea. They're all subjective after all. I don't know. There were quite few people who hated some of my old tutorial videos, and I'm just like, dude, I did those like 2 years ago and I had no idea what the frick I was doing. So like, be kind, yeah, but like, there's no point arguing with people who don't like what you do. So that's fine, and just leaving really nasty comments. I mean, I ended up just deleting them because, well, this is my page, so whatevs, right? Yeah, so I really do hope to get back into the swing of things, and I've actually got the support of my bosses to actually continue making content on my own channel. They encourage side hustles. That's what they said. And if it makes me better as a head of content for where I'm working at right now, it makes me better as a content creator, I'm all for it. And I just really can't wait to really spread my wings again and get back into the swing of it. So yeah, so stay tuned for more episodes of the Game and Story podcast, which hopefully will be coming to you once every 2 weeks. Stay tuned for episodes of Not Another Digital Marketing Podcast, which are also coming once every 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that as well. Also, I hope to go back into doing stuff that I love, just doing like techie, geeky shit that I do on this channel. Talking about K-pop, talking about technology, all that stuff. I want to go back into doing that, and hopefully I'll be able to. So yeah, for those of you that are hearing me talk for the very first time, new subscribers, hi, this is me. I hope you enjoy your stay here. For those of you that have stuck with me through all of this, all 160 odd of you, thank you. I hope that you'll be able to continue with me on this journey a little bit more. Yeah, I guess that's all for me for now. So stay tuned for more content. Peace out.